have Blake Chandler on the phone, and we are going to be talking about doom and gloom. Are you there, Blake?
I'm here, Jenny.
Oh, goody. Okay, you're just being very patient in the background. What's happening here? Hold on a second, everyone. FM 99.3, can you just hold, please? There we go. Multi-skilled. Okay, let's get back to it, Blake. Now, Blake, we are experiencing sometimes different families, of course, with financial doom and gloom. Okay, and there is a lot of bad news about the stock market, like we can see right now what's happening. And so, honestly, what should people really do to help? You can help people, Blake, so tell us all about it.
And you hear that often in the news, don't you? You know, the share market's crashed, the stock market's down, and too much bad financial news can make people worry about their wealth. And that can lead to poor decisions. So when faced with a flood of information, people need to first look at the financial news, but understand which part of it they can control. For instance, we can't control the Chinese economy, but we can control how we respond. And I know most people would look at bad financial news, the share market, and the natural response is to sell, get out. But I always say that with money, wealth, actually most things in life, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You've got to have a plan and be in it for the long haul to actually get the rewards. Now, if you read about the ASX going down, as I said, people might want to sell their shares and switch their super from equities to fixed interest. But if you're in your 20s, 30s or 40s, your investment in shares is long-term, and the real gains will come from staying in the market for as long as possible. Though, if you're close to retirement, you may want to switch to fixed interest and cash because you don't want your savings to erode. So everyone, I think, is in a different situation. They've got different goals. They're in different ages, different risk profiles, I would say, how they respond to things. So it's really important that we don't rush into these responses and make well-informed decisions by getting good information.
And what about self-funded retirees? I mean, where do they stand with all of this? You know, there's no pension for them. It's like everything becomes the hard basket.
Yeah, if you're already retired, well, your savings, your equity, your access to everything you've saved over your life is really important. And like I just said, you don't want it to erode. So you need to make sure that you've got at least 2 years worth of accessible cash. So cash is one of the safest forms of investments to put your money. So people need to make sure they've got at least 2 years of cash built up in retirement, and that allows the remainder of their investments to maybe be invested in some more longer-term investments to get higher growth. But the same thing, everyone's going to be in a different situation. So when something happens in the market, I think the main thing is to make sure that you engage with someone that's an expert that can look at your individual plan, and sometimes adjustments need to be made. So it's looking at the plan and whether to stick with it, making adjustments, and just get that expert advice.
I know that we have some lovely people down the street. I don't know, I'm getting background feedback here. I don't know what's happening. So anyway, they are self-funded retirees, and they're very upset because they received, and so did we received a letter in the mail from council saying our land value is not 600,000, it's worth 1.2 million, and they feel that, oh my goodness, there's so much more that's got to be paid to council now. They feel like they're going to end up being pushed out of the suburb and having to move right away because it's just getting much harder. It really is.
And I guess whether things happen to your budget or things happen to the share market, it's about looking at things that maybe you can control. So something might go up higher in price over this end. So is there anything that you're paying too much for that you can make an adjustment? So when something happens to the cash market, some of the things you can control is, are you paying the right amount of fees elsewhere? A savings of 1% in your super compounding over the life of, your working age can mean tens of thousands of dollars more at retirement. You can control your own cash provisions. You can look at your budget and look at other areas to save. Another problem might be people paying too much on their mortgage. So if they have a mortgage and they're paying a higher interest rate, again, a savings of 1% on a mortgage can save tens of thousands of dollars. So I would say for that, there are options of selling that property, but there's also options of looking at where else they could save to make amends for that deficit.
Well, thank you very much, Blake. And is there anything else you'd like to add before we close our little segment?
When I start talking about shares, ASX, markets going down, I often worry that some of this might not make sense to a lot of people. And if news is scaring you, perhaps engage with a financial coach to help you plan with the basics of investing. In the end, you control you. So what that really means is the knowledge of an expert can be used to help you make well-informed decisions.
Well, thank you very much, Blake. And where can we phone? It's 1300, the number?
1300?
Yep.
I just sent it. 1300 782 995, Yellow Brick Road.
Fantastic. And if anyone has any further questions, anything at all, you can give Blake or the team a call on that number.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you so much, Blake. You have a great week, and we will be speaking next week. Let me know what we're going to be talking about next week. And if anyone has...
That's going to be exciting.
Okay, good man. And if anyone does
Thanks,
have a
Jenny.
question, they can phone you.
How can I pay my home loan off faster?
What's the best way for me to save for my retirement?
How do I know if my insurance is enough to cover me?
Hi, I'm Mark Bouris from Yellow Brick Road. Whether it's getting into the right home loan, sorting out your super, or building a financial plan for the future, Yellow Brick Road has experts in your community to get you the right answers. Whatever your question is, we're here to help you.
Talk to Yellow Brick Road today. Visit ybr.com.au/plan. Fees and charges may apply. ACL 393195, AFSL 383825.
99.3 sponsor.